Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Okay, I'm going to explain why the Amber Guyger killing of Botham Shem Jean story came back October 1st, 2019, a little more than a year after the news broke, September 6th, 2018. So Scott Irvin, he writes that he noticed in this story that in the courtroom there was a lot of hugging and stroking of hair and the judge giving a Bible, and he thinks there's got to be something behind that. And I already know that Scott hasn't read my book, and I also know that he's responding without going to my blog, because let's look at the very first post I did on the killing of Botham Shem Jean, which I posted September 7th, 2018, the day after the news story broke. So, the killing happened September 6th, 2018, a date with 26 numerology. And on the Hebrew calendar, it was also the 26th of Elul. And you might recall this was the opening day of the NFL season where I guaranteed the Eagles would win in a ritual that was all about 26, and where I guaranteed that the Patriots would go on to win the 26th AFC Super Bowl, which they did, where the only touchdown was scored by number 26. And if you were following me, at this time, September of 2018, there were about 1,000 news stories, and they were all about 26. Literally, everything was 26 in the news. It was just overwhelming. And again, news is scripted propaganda. It's synced up with the world of sports. So this story returns in 2019 on October 1st. October 1st. And why does that matter? 10/1 like 101. If you go to Gematria.com and you type in number properties, if you go to that tool and type in 101, you'll see it's the 26th prime number. If you haven't read my book, which almost no one has, the first chapter is about the relationship between 101 and 26 and how this is a biblical pairing. I wrote this book so people wouldn't ask me the same questions every single day. But what I've learned is most people are too cheap to spend $5 on a book that's 800 pages long, filled with more knowledge than any four-year college program that is available in the world. And I still get asked the same questions every single day. So here's Scott Irvin saying there's got to be something biblical about it. Well, I already know Scott is an example of what I'm talking about. He won't read the book. Doesn't matter how many times I mention it. He's just going to sit there and not advance himself in the study. Can't come up with the $5. And I always get tired of listening to the comments from people say, well, I can't afford it. You can't afford $5? I bet you anything if I had a surveillance camera on you, you probably ate at McDonald's this morning, you probably bought 3 coffees, and who knows what else. Who doesn't have $5? A homeless person can afford this book. Period. Okay? Tired of the excuses. And you guys, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm trying to build this movement. It takes resources. I had resources. They were stolen from me by a police department, period. Okay? Movement was sabotaged November 15th, 2014. I had to build it back up to stay afloat, to be able to continue to put out this work I did for years. And long story short, I didn't want to continue to do what I was doing to keep this work afloat. If you don't know the story, you haven't been here long enough. Anyway, so I put out the book and I charged $5 for it. And then, because nobody bought that, I went to Patreon and started putting out sports picks, which finally people supported. Now, what I spend most of my time doing these days is decoding sports for gamblers, and I don't like that. I do not like that. I shouldn't have to do this to have the resources to keep this work alive. I put out an awesome book that I charge $5 for. And, in the time the book's been out, this channel's gotten over 15 million views. Imagine if a small fraction of those people had bought the book. The book should have sold 100,000 copies easily. There hasn't been a better book published in the time that my book's been out. In fact, there might not be a better book published, period. Okay, I don't know any other information in any book that helps people see through the bullshit every single day. From the rigged elections, to the rigged sports, to the rigged news. So anyway, cut the rant short and come back to the presentation here. So Scott sees something biblical. Now, Scott, how come you didn't just go to my blog and start to read instead of leave another comment? See, this is the problem with people. They like to yap their gums and make noise. Go do some research and stop talking until you have something worthwhile to say. Because here's my original post. Here's what I showed about this guy's name, Botham Shem Gene. So Botham, it's a name that has to do with depression. So it's a story of sadness and killing. So that makes sense. Shem is a biblical name, a Hebrew name. Again, this story came on a 26 date numerology on the 26th of Elul on the Hebrew calendar. You get this Hebrew name. And then the name Gene, look at it. It means the four-letter name of God. What does the four-letter name of God equal in Hebrew and in English? It equals 26. And what does God equal in English? 26. And what's the first chapter of my book? Why is there 26 letters in the alphabet? Letter 26. The Kabbalistic belief that God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. See, and then people leave comments that are like, I don't need to read the book, Zach, because your videos are so good. Bzzz, dead wrong. You don't know jack shit if you haven't read my book. I don't talk about a fraction of the stuff that's in my book. If you read my book, you're going to know 1,000 times more than what you already know. There's way more to 26 in letters in the alphabet than just this right here. Yeah, that is a lot to know. Just that piece right there about the four-letter name of God, Hebrew, English. Yeah, it's a lot, but there's way more you can expand on that. The first chapter of the book also connects 101, the 26th prime number. And that's why you got the Botham Shem, killing back in the news on October 1st. See, the story came back on 10/1, 101, the 26th prime. And again, it's frustrating to me that nobody leaves a comment to say, hey, Zach, there's another thing of 101 and 26, just like you point out in the first chapter of your book. I mean, that's what I would like to read once in a while as a content creator, educating people, rather than, the same repetitive, tired questions. Hey, Zach, can you do this for me? Hey, Zach, can you decode this for me? Hey, Zach, what's the... it's just like, God, it just never ends. I put out all this information. I write an 800-page book that takes me 5 fucking years to write, and I charge next to nothing for it. And, people are like, I don't want to buy it, Zach, because your videos are so good. Yeah, that's what I want to read. Thanks for the support. I don't think most of you guys realize what I've been through. So, those of you guys who don't contribute, I don't respect you. I don't. You guys are a burden. You guys are a nuisance. You guys are like, I don't know. What's the word? I can't find it right now. Bacteria or something, and not the good kind. So, anyhow, story comes back October 1st, 10/1, 101. So who did they come out with the name of the killer, right? Amber. Amber's 96, like how the killing was on 9/6, September 6th. Amber Guyger, 115, like Masonic, like killing. 52, like government, like authority. She was police. Remember some of these other numbers because they end up connecting to the story. So, Dallas officer arrested for shooting man in his home. This was September 9th, 2018. Date with 56 numerology. Amber Guyger's 56. Amber Guyger, 56. The name put out on a date with 56 numerology. So, again, the reason I don't want to cover the story anymore is because I covered it thoroughly last year, and I pointed out, it's all news by the numbers. I see it come back October 1st. I've already seen enough. I already know what they're doing, It probably aren't even real people. Probably some more computer-generated images. The only picture of Botham Shem jeans in front of an all-white background, it's always a sign the picture is real, right? Isn't that how we all get our pictures taken? In front of the all one-color background, So then November 30th, 2018, you get the update in the story. 113, Dallas equals 113. And that was a date with 79 numerology. Murder equals 79. 11 plus 30, 41. Dallas is also 41. I guess when I wrote the article, I wasn't thinking about the 113 connection, but it's there. November 11/30. 11 plus 30, 41. Same day HW died. Number 41. Skull and Bones, 41. And when the story first broke, what I talked about is how, again, the NFL ritual was all about 26. The whole season be about 26. Dallas is an NFL city. And notice, the story comes back at the beginning of the next NFL season. So anyway, from the day the story broke to her being indicted for murder, 85 days later, National Football League is 85. Again, these riddles are ongoing. So here we are in the next football season. Have to keep our eye on the Dallas Cowboys this year. The news was a date with 59 numerology as well. Guyger's 59, Botham's 59. Botham, Shem, Jean, killed by Amber Guyger. 59 is a number stamped all over black history as well, right? You get a white female police officer killing a black male, 26 years old. Did I cover that earlier, that Botham, Shem, Jean was 26 years old? Meant to. But yeah, anyway, that's it. And if you guys don't like these videos where I'm expressing how I'm annoyed, well, too bad. I want to let you know how I feel. I try to do everything the right way, and I work hard, and I'm transparent. And yeah, it's just, I have to spend the next 5 hours of the day decoding sports, and that's what I do every single day. And it's absolutely mind-numbing and tiring, but it's what I have to do to build resources to get this movement to where it needs to be. And it's not the way I want to do it. I already wrote an awesome book that should have sold enough copies that I can open up Gematria Effect News and hire a team of people to take this to the next level. But because so many of you are so fucking cheap that you can't cough up $5 to read the first fucking chapter of the book and the rest of the book, and ask me the same questions every single day, it's just what it is, So, yeah, that's why sometimes I show you that I'm annoyed. Normally I just keep it in, but that is the reality of how I feel. People saying, Zach, you're making all this money though. You should be so happy. No, you don't know the story, man. I lost more money in a single night, November 15, 2014, than I've made off the book and off the whole last year of decoding sports. And guess what? If I never did this, I had a business that made way more money than I make now, okay? I lost a lot for doing this work, and for working my ass off and doing this for the world. I find that most people are too fucking cheap to spend $5 fucking. It's like, these people deserve to be fucking ruled over. You guys would rather go spend your $5 at McDonald's or Burger King, and I know it. It's pathetic. You gotta shove another Whopper in your mouth. So, again, Scott, go check out the blog. Your comment's right on point, but had you gone and, typed in Botham Jean or Amber Guyger, you would have pulled up this post right away and you'd been like, oh. But that's not what happened. You left another long comment. I think too many of you guys are stuck in your YouTube app. Till next time.